Would the real Jesus please step forward? Well, it's easy to dismiss each and every version of Jesus, including those biblical texts, as definitely not the real Jesus. And that ought to worry each and every thinking Christian when applied to other life situations, but I doubt it does. A few days ago, I watched a brilliant movie produced and directed by Steven Spielberg, The Post. It stars Meryl Streep as Catherine Graham, owner-publisher of the Washington Post, and Tom Hanks as Ben Bradley, its editor. The storyline, just like the life of Jesus, is extraordinarily complex, with twists and turns around Richard Nixon and White House plots and intrigues to stop truths being told. Truth clearly owed a debt to the courage and vision of Graham and Bradley. This is the stuff of the very best kind of movie. By the end, I was sure I knew a lot more American history than 2 hours previously, but equally aware that the real Mrs. Graham and Mr. Bradley had yet to step forward. Wouldn't be able to do that, in fact, because my knowledge was too shallow. The same had happened when I watched and reviewed Darkest Hour, mostly about the story behind Churchill's famous speech over Dunkirk. Someone once asked the question, would you rather have a painting of Jesus or a photograph? The photographic image is the teller of truths for most people. But the fact is, we have only texts when we come to understand Jesus. Now, equally, we have texts when considering British War Cabinet minutes or Robert McNamara's report on Vietnam in Washington. These texts, like the Gospels, are the truths behind our paintings, our images making of the truths of history. And we've paintings and images and movie footage galore for the 20th century. Today's world obviously lives by the image, lives by the photoshopped opportunity, and that's worrying, the compelling movie. But the totality of lives that gave rise to the text are barely considered. The real Jesus can, of course, no longer step forward. So which images, which paintings will make it real enough? I suggest any and all that arise from a genuine desire to understand and struggle with the text. Nothing less will do, and nothing more is required than an opened heart and mind. I'm David Bell for Kiwi Connection and the Practical Theology channel. Please do like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you next week.